Just done a check-up of Oswald today. He's looking much better and he's definitely trusting and gaining comfort from his human carers. Corentin's with him right now. Doesn't want to look at me. There we go, and his eyes are less sunken and the hydration is much better as well. He's been drinking lots of milk and he's been drinking from a bottle, hasn't he, Corentin?
Yep.
So he's drinking from the Petag bottle now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So the sooner we can get him onto that Petag bottle that he's now started to drink from, the better, because it means he can join the others in Disneyland and have some company and friends. He's just got to finish his 72-hour quarantine period, and we want to make sure that he's okay before he then joins his friends, and we have done a fecal sample of him as well. So we hope this little man's going to be alright. He's on his way to recovery. Hey Oswald. You don't want to look at me today, eh? Yes. Here you go. Hello. Got someone for you. Your friend. Hi, my papas. Hello. Oh, she's sleeping. She's sleeping in these two. See? Isn't you monkey? Come on. You're free now, baby. Yes. Here you go.
Well, little Oswald's finally over to meet the other little guys and see how they're doing. So it's always good to watch their little reactions and little faces they pull when they meet each other for the first time. Looks like Daisy May's not having any of this. She's just getting out of the way and leaving Cappy and Oswald to sort things out.
Bless you, baby. Hey, Cappy.
Typical dominance behavior, and I'm actually quite surprised because I didn't think it actually happened at such a young age, but evidently it does. And this is also why people must realize that these animals are dominating each other from a very, very young age to find out where their position or ranking is going to be within the troop, especially with the males. And this, unfortunately, is why they do not, or fortunately, why they do not make very good pets, because this dominance behavior will be taken out on family members as they are growing older, and of course is what causes them to get beaten, teeth removed, and placed in small cages. They might look cute at this age, but you give them a year or so, and these guys have got some fairly decent teeth, and you wouldn't like them dominating you or dominating members of your family when they reach maturity.
So Oswald has now joined Cappy, Roddy and little Daisy May, who's fast asleep there in Disneyland. He's graduated to big school. He doesn't even know what's happening. And then master the feeding cage in the first day.
See if he's interested. Good boy. Hi. Hi. What is that? Glasses. My glasses, thank you.
Hello, cupcakes.
You want?
Yeah.
Here.
That was easy. We'll take the other 3 to counter.
So Oswald has already settled in and gone through to the feeding cage using the holes. Of course it was for food and not for milk, so that's fine. And that's little Daisy May that's woken up. Interested in her new brother. Cappy up at the top.
So, does it stay 3 bottles? How's Oswald drinking from a bottle? Is he drinking?
He's drinking.
No, he will need.
He needs his own.
Hand-fed. Yeah, so there's 3 bottles in there and 1 for Oswald. We'll need to make some more bottle holders. I can put a 4th one in. But yeah, we'll need to make some more.
Simon's got a good stool there. That's a big cuddle session in Disneyland. Got Daisy May on the top, Cappy at the bottom. Sorry, Cappy second and Roddy right at the bottom. And she's decided she wants to join in the cuddling session. That's Gio, who's joined us from Neverland. Baby number 7. It's really quite unsettled, but a lot better than previously, because he's been out in the wild. He keeps calling for his troop, especially when he sees the monkeys in James' troop, which is just behind us. And as you can see, some monkeys grooming one another and eating, playing. Beginning to get a lot better. Okay, so we're in Disneyland and we now have Gio, Roddy, Cappy and Daisy May. It is Gio at the green pole, Daisy May doing the acrobatics. Now I'm in the middle, Roddy down to the left and Cappy right up at the top. So we have Oswald, Gio and Daisy May. Oswald's come over for a little visit. and that is Gio showing some dominance over Oswald, and Daisy May coming and giving him a big hug. Yay! And Oswald takes over. Says, Gio, I'll show you I'm better than you. Got Oswald at the fence on the other side of Disneyland, and Minnie Max. Oswald's come over to say hello. Minnie Max really enjoys it when the older kids come over.
Well, little Minnie Max has still got that little pin in his leg, so we do have to be very, very careful that he doesn't rough it too much, and that's the reason why we're keeping them separate at the moment, just to give time for that little leg to heal and the pin to do its work, because if he runs around and jumps too much or the others are a bit rough to him, it can mess up his leg for the rest of his life. So it's important that we just give it a chance to heal before he can play with the others. And of course little Finley has had that his little tail piece fell off. He had that injured tail, and we're just waiting really for that part to heal. So that's the reason he's here. But both of these two are very, very tiny little guys. So they do also need a little bit of time to mature and looking after till both of their little wounds heal.
Oh.
From both sides. Put them together.
Daisy May at the fence. So that is Friendly in the front with a little bandage on his tail, and Minnie Max. We're in the back of Disneyland.
I'm like, they keep doing that, and it's like difficult because I saw them like about to fall, and I was like, you know that if I go over there, they're gonna freak out more than they fall.
Boop. Orphan number 7, Gio. Still a little unsettled. Calling a lot, jumping a lot, playing with his brothers while they sleep. That's little Minnie Max taking a nap there. It's extremely hot today, 41 or 43 degrees. Little Finley as well. Little Gio. doing?
Oh, baby's peeing on me and don't even move.
Yeah.
Oh, and then that one pooped, and then oh, it's like yeah, wet and warm. Right, guys, we are gonna separate you.
Time's the best time to feed these little ones is while they're actually sleeping. And here we got little Finley getting his supplement of milk, while Minimax is actually holding on for security. And this is sometimes a nice thing when they make little friends or they get some comfort from each other. And it does make the whole process of integrating and finding a family a lot easier for these little guys. So at least they've settled in nicely. Here we've got little Finley drinking very, very well. And hopefully these two will heal and be out with the others soon.
No? We're done?
So we have in Neverland at the moment little Finley with a new little bandage on his tail just to protect the healing tip. Little Mini Max with his healing up leg, both of which are in desperate need of a little bath. We'll give them a clean today, just waiting for it to get a little bit warmer so they don't get too cold when they're wet. And then we have Gio, big boy Gio, their big brother looking after them. He's really been loving climbing and exploring, and today we've checked his fecal, it's all negative, he's healthy, and he should be good to move to Disneyland. We have Finley approaching the fence, and Roddy and Cappy showing them how the big boys play. It's Finley's little play face, wants to play with Minimax now. Of course Minimax is still healing from his broken leg, so we don't want him playing too much or too rough. That's Roddy, who's just run up to the door. And we've got Oswald approaching, and behind him Gio.
Right, all the babies are over there. We should
Okay, gently boy. And we have Roddy come to visit Finley through the fence at Disneyland. Finley's still a little bit wet from being cleaned, so he's probably not very comfortable. But Cappy coming to join. And little Mini Max doesn't want to be left out. Do you want to come say hello? Yeah?
So we should maybe try and encourage him to get into the feeding.
Yeah?
Eat and drink from his own bottle, because he hasn't had anything at all from his own bottle yet.
It's here with Cappy. Steady boys, steady. Still healing up, remember? Here on the left we have Cappy, and on the right we have our little Miss Daisy May trying to eat some fruit. Both try to eat an apple at the moment.
Well, it looks like little Gio is eager to get a mom. So he's out there having a look at the potential moms and seeing what they're all about, trying to see which one's most suitable for him. I don't know if he's impressed by this one, but she didn't seem too impressed by him. But I think he's eager to move in with the troop and just become one with his own family again.
So we're in Disneyland this Sunday morning, and that is Roddy and little Daisy May, and she has settled really nicely. Still tends to get a little bit nervous calling out for the troop, but for the most part very much settled and enjoying her time with her brothers, Roddy and Cappy. Cappy's taking a little bit of a nap. She does get especially nervous when she sees the bandits around. As you can see, there's one in the background there. Cappy, Roddy and Daisy May. Roddy on the top. Cappy doing the acrobatics. And Daisy May. So the little explorers, Roddy in the front, Cappy at the back. They are the first two orphans. We received Roddy 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and Cappy 1 week ago. Both of them, mom's killed in a car accident. Look at that. Yay! Well done, baby. Well done, Kathy.
Here's our last patient of sick bay returning home. It's Fred from Goliath Troop, carried by Dustin and Willie. So to get to Goliath we go past Engelkey Troop on the right, where you may remember Danny, Howie and April as orphans, and Chibi's also alongside on the Engelkey Troop. And then we got our two blind ones, Shanty Ray down the bottom and then Sybil up the top, both shot by pellet guns, but now enjoying life. There's Hawaii just seeing what's going on, and there is Stick on the right, and then we've got Gizmo Troop on the left with Charlotte. And then of course Calypso's corner with Floki, Lilo, Lila there. Solly just giving out the plates. And then our quarantine area is on the left. So these guys are carrying the cage quite far. And then we're going past Royal Enclosure, where the first monkey Regus used to live. Then we're going past Stump, Roman and Squeezy. So Stump is now back home too. Just over there in the corner. Okay, and then Fred is going into this intro cage. So at the foundation we don't like to chop down too many trees, so we do have a few obstacles on the way just to get Fred in. We like to keep the place as natural as possible. There's your troop, Fred. See what kind of greeting you're going to get.
Heroes welcome.
Yes. Fred's been in sick bay for quite some time, a number of weeks now, with different treatments. The vet suspects that from all his markers that he has cancer, so she suspects he has cancer. He has got hair loss, as you can see. The good news is he's still eating and he's able to climb around and jump and live some kind of life at the moment. So for now we're keeping him as comfortable as possible. He is on some different anti-inflammatory meds, some natural meds to support him as well, and to support his immune system, and we see how he goes from here. He is only 8 years old, so we're doing everything we can to keep him healthy. The problem we've got now is because he doesn't have much hair, that he's prone to sunburn, and of course it's difficult to keep him completely out of the sun because they do like to sit in the sun and also to get their vitamin D, but a lot of his cage has shade in it, so we've made sure that it's got plenty of shade for him to keep out of the sun as well.
Also, just to keep Fred a little bit entertained, we've given him something for enrichment, which he's also getting every now and again. This just keeps his mind busy and him occupied on doing things that he likes. We have tried to integrate Fred back into his enclosure from where he came from, but he chose not to go out. He just sort of had a look at the door and refused to go into the troop. I think he's a lot more comfortable where he is. He feels safer, and in this instance he's not going to be picked on by any of the other monkeys or anything out there, or having to fight for his rank. So I think in his case, while he's ill, it's a lot better for him just to stay where he is. Well, I got a call last night fairly late about a little baby that needs to be rescued, and in the Nelspruit area we managed to get it through to Chimp Eden, where they started looking after it for us, and not too long after that we got another call about another little baby that somebody had also gone and rescued. So thank you very much to Alicia, who drove these guys through again for us, all the way through from Nelspruit, and met us here in Hoedspruit, where she handed over the little ones. And I have Mayuri with me. She's going to be looking after them while we tackle the long road all the way back to Zanin. But at least we didn't have to go all the way to Nelspruit, so it was a big saving, and we can try and get these two little ones home and start getting the care that they needed. Well, it's a long trip, and it's not always that easy to feed these little guys while you're driving or being driven. The roads down here, although very good, are quite bumpy, but we did manage to get a little bit of rehydration into each one of them and keep them going. The one seems a little bit more energetic and playful than the other one. As you can see, this little one's very small, so doesn't climb around as much. It's very much more dependent on somebody. With the other little guy, he's a little bit more adventurous and wants to start playing. So it does make for an interesting trip. Well, this is now orphans 8 and 9. At least they're traveling very nicely. They seem to be pretty calm for this travel home, which is also great. So we're not really having too much trouble with them. They are just sitting there being comfortable and behaving themselves. Well, they've had their rehydration. This is a good 1.5 hour trip from Hoedspruit back to the sanctuary. And now we managed to getting them to drink some milk, which is also good. So both of them are drinking. So just make it easier for the people on the other end when they get them, that at least these little guys are drinking straight from the bottle at the moment. Little Terry was feeling a little bit vulnerable, so he decided to jump over to me. I don't know if he meant to or not, but yeah, I got a little bit of a surprise. But now he's just sitting here with me, just hugging me and just looking for a little bit of a comfort on the drive home. Yeah, it's hard to say the trauma that these little guys have suffered or what they've actually been through and experienced, and now they sort of got to trust humans again. Fortunately, I don't think at this age they really know much that's going on, but they certainly would have experienced the loss of their mom and that bond that they sort of had, and now it becomes like an unknown. They don't really know what's going to happen to them. So sometimes it's also good to have the two of them that we're traveling with. They can comfort each other in the meantime. It does create a little bit of a bonding, and yeah, hopefully they'll be friends throughout of their period at the foundation. But even that's hard to say. Sometimes they meet another little guy or another little girl and get on a lot better with them. But at the moment they got each other to keep company on the trip home.
Two new baby arrivals. Dave's just collected. We'll get the update now. Hi Dave, what's the story?
Well, the one's from Mozambique, the little one, seems to be okay. The bigger one is from Marloth Park. We're not too sure what actually happened to its mom or anything like that, but it seems to have little marks on its tail, very bad tummy still at the moment. Both are drinking the bottle, they've all had some nice rehi. The bigger one pulls faces that she's not too happy and is calling for its mom quite a bit. That's the one from Marloth Park. The smaller one, so which one's 8? The smaller one, the bigger one from Mozambique is 8 and the smaller one's 9.
Okay. Okay. How were they to feed, Mayuri?
The small one
Send me
drank
back.
well. The big one drank a little bit, but
Okay.
not, yeah.
Alright.
It's just two,
Okay, so the one with more drank is the little one.
yeah.
Okay.
Alright, we'll get these babies in. Okay, and they're going into Neverland, their quarantine area, with Connie, baby mum. So the small one's a girl, and the big one's a boy.
No, making sure you got all your fingers and toes.
The first thing we have to do when these little ones come in is basically give them a good once over. We like to just make sure that all their limbs and everything like this are functioning properly, that there's no little sores, any fleas or anything like that, anything broken, just to make sure that they're in good physical shape before they go on to the next section.
Oh, she is very cute, huh?
Wants to play, eh?
Okay. Yeah, you look good. Oh, so thin on the arms as well.
Yeah, they're both quite thin, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. You seem to be getting a lot of very thin ones in. She's very calm.
Quite often when they arrive very thin, then they've been kept sometimes in human hands, or their mum has died and they just can't get the nourishment they need. They become quite dehydrated. This one's got diarrhea there. It's a boy.
Show me your gum.
We just made up some Pro-Lite for these two to get them rehydrated and to get them some additional support for their tummies, with probiotics and glutamine in.
Yeah.
go. That's 5 meals you've had. Okay. So this little one, the small girl, she was actually being sold on the side of the road, sadly. So her mum must have been killed, and she was being sold. So that's quite a sad story, but she is doing well, and she's had quite a lot of pro-light now. So the little boy was found alone in a nature reserve. We don't really know more than that, but it's been handed in to us. And thank you for the people who found them and looked after them for a day or two before they could actually get them here halfway, so that Dave could go and fetch them.
Okay, sweetie, it's okay. It's okay. You're right on that, huh? You want to try? We have to do a bit more work with you. So we have Terry and Edson, orphan babies 8 and 9, currently in Neverland. Edson, the bigger one, is still extremely nervous and calls out a lot. Terry is a lot more confident, even though she's smaller. Listen. That's Edison and some wild bandits and a...
Well, these two have found their way to the window and they spotted the bandit troop outside. They seem very interested in them and just having a look where they're going. And I'm sure they're not too sure what's actually going on. But here we start seeing them calling the bandits and trying to attract their attention.
You're going to have your checkup. Oh my God.
Yeah, actually healed quite well, eh? Yeah. Good callus there. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Go to your mum. Okay. You can go.
Here's Mini Max, he's doing much better with his leg. He went to the vets yesterday just for a checkup, and they said the bone is kind of forming around the pin, so he won't need to have the pin removed, it will stay in. So he's doing very well. And little Finley with his tail bandage. We're going to see if it can come off today or if we need to keep the bandage on. So you can see he's moving around quite nicely on that leg now compared to what he was. Oop. Still quite attached to each other. Mini Max. We've just taken a look at Finley's. We're just taking a look at Finley's tail. So we've just taken the bandage off, and it looks nice and clean. You can see it's still pinkish, but it's clean enough that we can just leave the bandage off and give it a bit of a clean today and see how it goes. He does like to try and get the bandage off himself, so we're just gonna give it a quick clean. It's little Finley in our new surgery, and just cleaned his tail wound. It looks okay that we can leave the bandage off today. We'll just let that dry out now, and it should heal nicely.
You had enough? Huh? Camera shy. TT. No.
Mini Max just had his meds. And we got our new baby being fed, syringe fed rehydration in the back there with Connie. It's like a baby creche.
If you open his mouth, see there's a tiny little white mark there. Okay. Tiny little sore. So, could be nothing, but it could be the start of something. Okay. Could be the start of something. So we're giving him and her FBC every day, which will hopefully help prevent the onset of anything.
It could be the symptom.
Of thrush, could be.
Okay.
But any kind of mouth sores is not going to be fun. But thrush is the most common and likely. So yeah, they'll be getting the preventative FBC. We're giving to her as well, because the woman who had them before they came here let them share a bottle. So it's just in case there's been any transference. But I can't see anything on her. But if you ever notice anything, let me know. We'll take a picture.
Edson's sleeping on Terry. And she still has an apple. Terry, do you want your apple back?
Well, little Terry seems a lot more content now that he's got his little apple back and getting ready to go to sleep. So it's been quite a long day for these two. They have been very, very active, and yeah, it's basically coming to the end of the day and time for these guys to rest. Well, there we go, finally passed out and fast asleep and building up the energy for when they wake up later on, and to keep everybody on their toes looking after them. But I think they've had a long, eventful day, and now it's just time for them to catch up on some sleep. If you're in Germany, you don't want to miss out on V-Bandits.
Hello. Hello. Got some fun? New arrival.
It's like in right time.
So we have 2 bush babies here. They're currently hiding because they're nocturnal, so they don't want to come out during daytime. And we have a little cage prepared here. It's a little bit empty right now, so we need to put some more branches in, get a little box in the corner where they can hide during daytime, and darken it up a little bit, and then we can give them some fruit, and of course they will need some water. So let's get our hands dirty.
So the cage is set up, and we're going to use the small cage they arrived in as their little hidey hole. So we're just taking off the cable tie.
That's the bush baby in their new enclosure. They are not happy, so they're complaining at the moment. It's a little bit much for them. They've been moved around. They're in an environment they don't know. So they aren't super happy right now, but we hope once they come out and they see all the nice fruit, they will be much, much happier. So now we will just leave them alone for a little bit and see how they are going to do once everything has calmed down.
Well, we've come to the end of episode 6. I hope everybody out there enjoyed it. Lots going on, still a lot of little orphans arriving, so we're very, very busy. So excuse us sometimes for being late with the video, but thank you for everyone for your support. With all the other countries stopping flights and that to South Africa, again, it's put a lot of pressure on us. We've also a lot of volunteers haven't come through that were supposed to come through. So we're going to have a real tough Christmas period. So thank you for all your help, for your support, your continued support. If you've got any other ideas of raising finances, please let us know. We need as much help as we can get. But thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for watching the ads. This is all that's keeping us going at the moment. Until next week, we'll see all you wonderful people then. Thanks a lot.